You got your testosterone tested. The number came back normal, and that result told you almost nothing.
If you've ever had a standard testosterone blood test, you received a single number, total testosterone, measured in nanograms per deciliter. And next to that number, a reference range, something like 250 to 1100. If your number fell inside that range, your lab flagged it as normal. Your doctor looked at it, nodded, and moved on. And here's the part nobody explained to you. That number, the one you've been trusting your entire adult life, measures a form of testosterone that your body cannot use. Not partially, not mostly. The testosterone your lab is measuring, your cells have no access to the majority of it. The molecule that actually enters your cells binds to receptors and produces every effect you associate with testosterone: energy, muscle, cognition, libido, drive. That molecule is called free testosterone, and your standard blood test barely looks at it. Today, we're going to talk about why. The molecule responsible is called SHBG. And once you understand what it does, you will never look at a testosterone result the same way again. This is Hidden Health Protocol.
SHBG stands for Sex Hormone-Binding Globulin. It is a protein produced primarily by your liver, and its job is to travel through your bloodstream and bind to testosterone molecules, essentially locking them up. When testosterone is bound to SHBG, it is biologically inactive. Your cells cannot receive it. Your receptors cannot read it. It produces no effect in your body whatsoever. Think of it this way. Imagine you ordered a package. The delivery truck arrives, but instead of leaving the package at your door, the driver locks it inside the truck and keeps driving. The package exists, it's in the system, but you never receive it. That is what SHBG does to testosterone. Now, SHBG doesn't bind all of it. A portion of testosterone binds to a different protein called albumin, and that fraction is weakly bound, loose enough that your cells can still access it. And then there is the fraction that is completely unbound. No protein, no lock, no truck. That fraction goes directly where your body needs it. That fraction is free testosterone. And according to clinical data, free testosterone represents approximately 2 to 3% of the total testosterone in your bloodstream. 2 to 3%! Your standard testosterone blood test measures 100% of it and reports back on the 97 to 98% that your body largely cannot use.
Here is where it gets worse. SHBG is not static. It changes with age. And the direction it moves is directly against you. As men get older, SHBG levels rise. This has been documented across multiple large-scale studies. In one of the most significant, a prospective cohort study published in the Annals of Internal Medicine, researchers tracked testosterone and SHBG levels for over 210,000 men for 9 years. What they found confirmed what functional medicine has argued for decades. SHBG rises with age. And as SHBG rises, it binds more and more of the available testosterone, leaving less and less of the free fraction available to your cells. This creates a situation that standard blood tests are completely blind to. A man in his mid-40s can have a total testosterone of 600 nanograms per deciliter, a number that sits comfortably in the middle of the normal range, while his free testosterone, the only fraction that biologically matters, is at the level of a man in his late 60s. His lab report says normal. His body is operating as if he is 20 years older than he is. These two realities coexist. And without measuring SHBG and free testosterone separately, you have no way of knowing which one applies to you.
Let's be specific about what a standard testosterone panel actually measures and what it does not. A standard panel gives you one number, total testosterone. That includes testosterone bound tightly to SHBG, biologically inactive, testosterone bound loosely to albumin, partially accessible, free testosterone, fully active. All three combined, one number, presented as if it tells the full story. What it does not tell you, how much of that testosterone is actually bound to SHBG, what your SHBG levels are doing, what your free testosterone level is, what your estradiol level is, because testosterone converts to estrogen via an enzyme called aromatase, and that conversion rate is a critical piece of the hormonal picture, and what your LH and FSH levels are, the signals your brain sends to your testes to produce testosterone in the first place. One number, 5 missing data points. A study published in Springer Nature's Cardiovascular Diabetology reviewed men presenting with symptoms of hypogonadism, low energy, low libido, reduced muscle mass, cognitive fog. The finding was striking. SHBG was below 30 nanomoles per liter in 73% of men evaluated for adult-onset hypogonadism, meaning the majority of men with hormonal symptoms had SHBG patterns that were clinically significant and that standard total testosterone testing would have completely missed. This is not a rare edge case. This is the standard failure mode of the most commonly ordered hormonal test in medicine.
So what does a complete hormonal evaluation actually look like? The panel that functional medicine and longevity researchers use, the one that gives you a real picture of your hormonal status, includes 5 markers, not one. Number 1, total testosterone. Still useful as a baseline, but only as one piece of a larger picture. Number 2, free testosterone, the active fraction. Ideally measured by equilibrium dialysis, the gold standard method, not calculated from formulas which introduce significant error margins. Number 3, SHBG, the protein doing the binding. Knowing your SHBG level tells you exactly how much of your testosterone is being locked away and how that changes over time. Number 4, estradiol. Testosterone and estrogen exist in a ratio. Too much conversion via aromatase, driven by factors like body fat, alcohol, and age, produces symptoms nearly identical to low testosterone, even when testosterone itself looks adequate. Number 5, LH and FSH. Luteinizing hormone and follicle-stimulating hormone are the signals your pituitary sends to your testes. If these are low when testosterone is low, the problem is upstream in the brain. If these are high when testosterone is low, the problem is in the testes. Same symptom, completely different mechanism. A treatment that works for one does nothing for the other. 5 numbers, a complete picture. Your standard annual panel gave you 1. Let me bring this together. SHBG is a protein that binds testosterone and renders it biologically unavailable. Only 2 to 3% of your testosterone is free, unbound, and capable of actually reaching your cells. SHBG rises with age. As it rises, it captures more testosterone, and the free fraction, the only fraction that matters, quietly falls, while your total testosterone number stays exactly where it is. This is why a man can feel every symptom of hormonal decline, fatigue, mental fog, loss of drive, reduced recovery, and receive a lab result that says he is perfectly fine. He is not fine. His test is incomplete. The first step is always the same. Understand which numbers you're actually missing. If this episode gave you clarity on what to ask for, I've left a link in the description to the formulation I consider most aligned with supporting the mechanisms we discussed today. Take a look if this resonated.